The air buzzed with excitement, a palpable energy that seemed to electrify the atmosphere. Four friends, Liam, Emily, Noah, and Sophia, stood at the mouth of the echoing caves. They were prepared for a challenging exploration, each carrying the necessary gear. The friends ventured into the Earth's embrace, stepping into the unknown. Laughter echoed through the tunnels as they navigated the cave's labyrinthine paths. The ground rumbled. A deep, guttural growl reverberated through the cave. Dust rained down as fear choked their laughter. Liam shouted, his voice swallowed by the cavern. They scrambled for safety, their blood turning to ice. A monstrous roar shook the very foundations of the cave. Then, silence. They were in darkness, their headlamps flickering like dying fireflies. The passage behind them, their only way back, was gone. A wall of unforgiving rock stood in its place. They were trapped. Panic seized them. Emily fought to control her breathing, her usual calm replaced by a chilling fear. Noah's usual jokes died in his throat, his eyes wide with terror. Sophia, ever the stoic, felt the cold grip of despair. Liam, forcing down his own fear, took charge. They had to find a way out, they had to survive. The air grew heavy, thick with the stench of fear and damp earth. Each breath felt like a struggle, as if the cave itself was trying to squeeze the life out of them. The cave walls seemed to press in, suffocating them. Every narrow passage felt like a trap. Their headlamps flickered, threatening to plunge them into absolute darkness. Time lost all meaning. They rationed their dwindling supplies, each bite a stark reminder of their predicament. Noah struggled to stay positive. His jokes and stories now felt hollow and forced. Sophia took charge of their meager rations, ensuring everyone got their fair share. Liam explored every nook and cranny, refusing to let despair take hold. His determination was a source of strength for the group.
We will get out of here. We have to believe in ourselves and in each other.
His words were a beacon of hope in the encroaching darkness, a flicker of light in the overwhelming gloom. But doubt gnawed at their resolve, casting shadows over their fragile hope. The cave seemed to mock their efforts, every passage ending in a dead end, every turn leading to more despair. Hunger gnawed at their bellies, thirst parched their throats. The physical toll was becoming unbearable. Fear became a constant companion, whispering doubts and feeding their anxieties. Yet they clung to Liam's words, a lifeline in the abyss, a thread of hope to hold on to. They shared stories, memories of a life they feared they might never see again, each tale a piece of their soul. They talked about loved ones, their hopes, their dreams, painting pictures of a future they desperately wanted to reach. These stories, these fragments of their lives, became their sustenance, their fuel to keep going, to keep fighting. They sang songs, their voices echoing through the caverns, a defiant act against the oppressive silence, a reminder of their humanity. They laughed, a hollow sound in the darkness, but it was laughter nonetheless. They were alive, and that was something to hold on to. They would fight to stay that way, to survive against all odds, to see the light of day once more. Section 5. The Depths of Despair. By day 3, despair had taken root. Hopelessness hung in the air, thick and suffocating. The silence was broken only by their ragged breathing and the drip, drip, drip of water, a cruel reminder of their thirst. Liam's usually unwavering optimism faltered. He stared at the impenetrable darkness, his shoulders slumped with defeat. They were running out of time. Emily, her usual practicality replaced by a quiet desperation, clutched her locket, her only remaining link to the world outside. Noah, his spirit broken, retreated into himself, his silence a deafening roar of despair. Sophia, her eyes reflecting the flickering flame of their dying hope, continued to ration their supplies. Each crumb, each drop, a precious commodity in their fight for survival. Section 6. A Glimmer of Hope. On day 4, something shifted. Maybe it was the desperation, maybe it was the realization that their survival depended on unity. Whatever it was, it brought them together. They pooled their remaining strength, their fading hope. They decided to work together, to fight together. They would not surrender to despair. Liam, drawing on his leadership skills, rallied his friends.
We have to work together, he urged, his voice hoarse but firm. We can do this.
His words sparked a flicker of hope in their eyes. They started exploring again, this time as a team. They tested every crevice, every nook, every corner. They listened for the slightest sound, the faintest whisper of air, a sign, anything that could lead them back to the world. Section 7. The turning point. Day 5 dawned with a renewed sense of purpose. They were battered, bruised, and weary, but they were not broken. Then a breakthrough. Liam, exploring a narrow crevice, felt a faint draft of air. His heart pounded in his chest. Could this be it? Could this be their way out? He called out to the others, his voice trembling with excitement. They rushed to him, their eyes widening as they too felt the cool, fresh air. It was a small opening, barely big enough to squeeze through, but it was hope. Hope in its purest, most tangible form. They worked tirelessly, their hands raw, their bodies aching, widening the opening inch by agonizing inch. Section 8. Renewed determination. The opening, though still small, was getting bigger. The promise of freedom fueled their determination. They worked in shifts, chipping away at the rock with whatever they could find. Hours turned into what felt like days. Their hands bled, their bodies screamed for rest, but they pushed on. Emily, her analytical mind working overtime, devised a system to remove the debris. Sophia, her quiet strength unwavering, tended to their wounds, her touch a balm on their battered bodies. Noah, his humor returning in the face of adversity, kept their spirits high with stories and songs. Liam, his leadership unwavering, spurred them on, reminding them of the life that awaited them. Section 9. A race against time. The gap was widening, but so was the chasm between hope and despair. Their supplies were completely gone, their bodies were at their limit. The fresh air they felt was a cruel reminder of the life that was just out of reach. They had to get out, and they had to get out soon. They redoubled their efforts, their every movement fueled by desperation and adrenaline. The opening was agonizingly close to being big enough. They could see slivers of light, hear the faint sounds of the outside world. It was a symphony of life, a stark contrast to the deathly silence of their tomb. Section 10. Freedom! With a final Herculean effort, they broke through. Liam, emerging first, gasped, the sunlight blinding after an eternity of darkness. They stumbled out one by one into the brilliant light of day. They had escaped the belly of the beast. They were free. Tears streamed down their faces, a mixture of relief, joy, and the sheer disbelief of it all. They collapsed onto the soft earth, the feel of grass beneath their fingers, the warmth of the sun on their skin, nothing short of miraculous. They had faced their fears, stared death in the face, and emerged victorious. Section 11. Reflections on survival. Their ordeal was over. They were safe, rescued, and surrounded by loved ones, but the experience had changed them. It had stripped them bare, revealing the raw essence of their beings. They had discovered a strength they never knew they possessed, a resilience forged in the crucible of fear and despair. They had learned that hope, even in the darkest of places, can fuel the human spirit to achieve the impossible. They had learned the true meaning of friendship, of courage, of the will to survive. They had entered the cave as friends, but they emerged as survivors, bound by an experience that would forever link their destinies.